Donnie and Dolly. The team is supported by ableauctions.ca. Closing your business? We can help.
Monday and all of our guests today, including James Paxton, standing by, are sponsored by Basant Motors. Basant is looking to help save you money in 2024. Choose no car payments, no gas payments, or no insurance payments until the summer. Get all the info at Basant Motors, BASANT Motors.com. James Paxton, left-handed pitcher out of Ladner, recently signed with the LA Dodgers. His Major League Baseball career, man, it seems just like yesterday. Started back in 2013 with Seattle. He's played with the Yankees and with the Red Sox. And James, who's joined us before, joins us again now. James, thanks for doing this, sir. How are you?
Doing well. How are you guys?
Very well. What sold you, other than the obvious, the contract, what sold you on the Los Angeles Dodgers?
Just being back on the West Coast is great. A little closer to family. I've been on the East Coast for the last 4 years, so it's nice to be back on the West Coast.
How's the health, James?
Health is good. Body feels really good heading into the season. Looking forward to getting back out there.
Can you put it into words? What you played with I know the Mariners, but you played with the Yankees. You've played with the Red Sox. Now the Dodgers. Can you put into words what it's like playing for yet another fabled Major League Baseball franchise?
It's pretty cool. Someone was telling me the other day that I played for 3 of the most historic franchises in Major League Baseball, and I hadn't really thought about it, but it's pretty cool to get the opportunity to play for those teams.
In 2021, you had the Tommy John surgery. We, on the outside, hear about that, James, that operation, that injury. But just can you tell us in detail, I mean, how tough was that? And you have to be out a long period of time. And for you to come back and still be going at it, tell us a little bit about Tommy John surgery and what it entails.
So for me, they used my palmaris in my left arm, and then they took that out. Took out my UCL on my elbow, and then wrapped the palmaris around my, I guess the bones in there, to turn that turns into a tendon, or a ligament turns into a ligament, because it's tendon first, and then the tendon turns into a ligament over time. So that's kind of what you're waiting for, and then you start building the strength in that ligament and stuff. So much arm care. I feel like I did as much arm care as I'd done my entire career, a span of whatever it was, 14 months. But it was just a lot of work, and I had a lot of help from some great people. And it took me a while. I think being older going through it, I think I recovered a little slower than some young guys, but just really happy that I was able to get back out there and pitch again.
There is a kid in Canada right now saying, I want to be the next James Paxton. You're seeing more and more Canadians drafted. You're seeing more and more Canadians in Major League Baseball. How does that make you feel?
That's what it's all about, showing these kids that it's possible, and kind of laying the path. And I feel like for me, a big thing is like showing guys that it's possible to come back from injuries and stick around. If you work hard and keep your head down, keep on working, find ways to get better as you're hurt. I feel like that's kind of been the path of my career, is just coming back injury after injury.
You know how big the Canucks are in Vancouver. I'm going to guess the Yankees are bigger in New York. For a kid growing up from the Lower Mainland and then pitching for the Yankees at Yankee Stadium, how cool was that? I mean, can you give us a little feeling how big the Yankees are, and to be there, how big was that for you?
It was big. It took some getting used to. The first half of the season, it was a lot, because they're so intense about their Yankees. And it took me a little while to get comfortable there, but I felt like I got comfortable and really enjoyed my experience with the Yankees. The fans are intense. I got booed off the field a few times the first half of the season. But then I started pitching better the second half of the season, and they liked me a little bit more after that.
James, let's get back to that Tommy John surgery. You mentioned ligaments and tendons there, and it's just before lunch for a lot of people. It was tough to hear, I'm sure. But when you heard what the procedure entailed, what went through your mind? That must have been tough.
Yeah, it's scary. To go through something like that's so serious. I think the good thing is that so many guys have gone through that surgery now and come back from it, that you feel like your chances are pretty good to come back and pitch again. So I never had a doubt that I would come back and pitch. It was just, I think the injuries following the Tommy John, because I had some issues kind of coming back from that with I think I had a tricep thing at one point, and my lat when I was coming back. I was almost back in 2022, and then I tore my lat, and then in spring training in 23, I tore my hamstring. So it was just sort of like, one thing after the next. And at that point, I was wondering, like, am I ever going to be able to put it back together enough to get back out there? And I'm just so grateful that I was able to and was able to pitch quite a bit last year.
And there are stories out there, James, no names come to mind, but I seem to recall that some pitchers feel actually better after having gone through Tommy John surgery. What about you, in terms of your arm anyway?
Yeah, my arm feels great. I feel like the fastball was really good last year. The breaking stuff, I feel like, is still coming. I've been told that it takes a little while for the breaking stuff to come back. So I'm hoping that this year, it's been feeling really good this offseason for that breaking stuff. So I think that that stuff might play a little bit better this year than it did last year.
LA. So you're going to be teammates with Shohei Ohtani. What impresses you the most about him?
Man, just the fact that he can do both. Like I can't hit it all. And he's out there and he's one of the best at both, if not the best. It's incredibly impressive, and I'm excited just to kind of see what his routine is and how he manages his body under that kind of workload.
Yeah, have you faced him, James?
Yeah, I have. Yeah,
and what
I
do you think?
He hit a home run off of me, and I haven't faced him hitting. I'm glad I haven't had to face him as a pitcher. That's all over now. Now there's no more pitchers hitting, but I have faced him, and I know that he has hit a home run off of me for sure.
Well, thanks for doing this, James. You've always been so good to us. We really appreciate it. All the best with the LA Dodgers. We're looking forward to it.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
You bet.